Welcome back to TheChowTimePod. It's your host, Rick. Got a video today for the Financial Coffee channel. Women can't stand each other and not able to work together, but expect men to still love them? Please like and subscribe down below. I really appreciate that. Let's get that channel. It's chat time.
I swear, if I could go back in time and tell the woman that stood up for our right to work, I would. I swear, if I could go back in time and tell the woman that stood up for our right to work,
I didn't realize a whole bunch of them made similar videos like this.
would.
It's 2024. Can we finally address jealousy with older women in the workplace? Can I talk about it? Can I go ahead and address that? First, it's going to seem like support. It's really surveillance.
Yep.
During those 30 years, I worked for 3 women, and all 3 women were nightmares. Now, I report to a male boss, but he is the best. He's caring. He is supportive. He's so patient, never raised his voice, and always backed me up and supported me. He is the epitome of all bosses.
We need to start preparing young women for the workplace drama that involves just a random old lady having one-sided beef with you.
Random old white women in corporate America being like the biggest.
You guys realize why this is, right, ladies? It's because all of these women have hit the wall. They don't get the attention they want. They have lived miserable lives, even though they say they're strong and independent and are fine being alone. They're miserable, and they see you living your life happily-go-lucky, young and beautiful and fertile. They fucking hate you.
Bullies you've ever encountered, like so rude for no reason, is something that nobody on this planet prepared me for. And we need to talk about it, because like, why? For what? Why is a random 45-year-old woman named Linda beefing with me for no reason at all? And it's literally the reason, like, I do.
Okay, sorry. You're young. Cancel the beautiful part.
Freelance work now. I don't want to deal with these weird dynamics in workplaces, but they really are. And I genuinely don't know why, because like, is it good old-fashioned misogyny? Do they still genuinely like believe there isn't enough space in the corporate world for all women, so they have to turn it into like a weird
that's misogyny? That women are gatekeeping their own positions? Now it's misogyny?
competition constantly? I've worked in a number of them now, and there's always at least one woman in there somewhere that is just determined to make your life miserable. But it even got to the point where I was like crying in the bathroom at work most days, and she still yelled at me for doing that because it was unprofessional. I specifically remember one day our big boss came back from a lunch with one of our coworkers, and so he was hanging out in like our office, because literally like 6 of us shared an office. It was a really weird setup, but we were all hanging out, having fun. We were joking, we were laughing. He and I were like shooting jokes back and forth, and we were laughing our butts off. I thought it was like a really good day, and then I look over at her in the corner, and she's giving me like the evilest look I've ever seen in my life. And I don't know.
Because you're young, and you're getting attention from men that she wants. Like the boss.
Why? I can't figure out why, but I know that I'm about to be offed once he leaves the room. But I did not want to continue to fight this grown lady and our HR over this, so I just wrote like my 2 weeks notice, and I turned it in the next day and left the company. And I won't lie, slowly but surely, pretty much everyone left after me because they also had these problems.
And this is why hiring women in leadership positions is almost always a bad idea. They gatekeep worse than most other people, especially when it's a woman in that position, and it's rare that women are in that position. No other woman is ever gonna be promoted ever again.
Women cannot stand each other, but they want us men to love them. Ladies, that is unfair. Don't you think that you are asking for too much? Because, believe it or not, women hate each other with a passion. Let me say it one more time. Women hate each other with a passion. Like, how do you want men to commit to you and to love you no matter what, but amongst y'all women, it's open warfare? I specifically made this video because I want everybody to see with their own eyes that women are very mean and very nasty to each other.
True.
Let me explain to you how jealousy...
Like, as much as I use the word whore, you know, women use it on each other way more than I have ever used it on women, period.
works. how jealous people operate, how jealous women operate. Women do this a lot, which is why I always say I don't really keep women around me. You have to be a certain type of woman. I don't keep women around me. That's just a boundary that I have, because they will work overtime to plant small seeds in people's heads about you, to start transforming and morphing people's perception of you. That's how jealous.
Sign language. Reputation destruction. Innuendos.
Women operate. Women, and yes, I'm gonna keep saying women, but women live, breathe, and eat jealousy. That's just something that that's how I feel about women. Not all women, but 98.9% of them have a jealousy problem. And
They do. They really do. The women I date and I conversate with them and the things that they talk about, it's almost always about jealousy.
very aware of that.
Let me tell you something. Out of all the years I have worked in my life, the worst thing a female could ever do to herself in the workforce is work with a group of females. It is absolutely the worst thing ever. You want to talk about going to high school again, dealing with high school drama and shit because want to talk about you behind your back and be petty as want to tattletale and can't step to you like a grown-ass woman? Go get a job with a group of females. It will literally be the most breakdown, draining experience you'll ever have in your life, bitch.
You know,
Agreed.
I read all the comments that people post on my videos. All of them. I might not reply to all of them, but I read all of them. Trust me.
My man. I do the same.
And I noticed a pattern about the comments that some of the women post. In those comments, they sometimes call me a misogynist, that I hate women, that I need to grow up, or
Same.
that I make fun of women's problems and pain. And it's always the classic and my favorite comments of all. Oh, who hurt you? Oh, who hurt you? It seems like women pick their talking points and lines from the same playbook. But guess what, people?
Yeah, we call it the whole hand playbook.
Those women never say that I was lying. Nope, not once, never. You know why? Because deep down, they know that I'm telling the truth. But they just hate the fact that by telling the truth, I'm exposing their true natures. But ladies, I have some bad news for you.
I actually got a comment earlier today when I posted a meme saying, "Oh, men are so sensitive and whatever." I'm like, you guys can't even take the truth. You guys can't even take that you guys are not all 10s. And that we like not fat women. Just those two truths themselves puts you in a tailspin of upsetness and offensiveness.
I will keep doing it. Sorry, but not sorry.
You know, even in work settings, I've seen women have to dumb themselves down or not put makeup on or not put certain clothes on because they're worried about turning off the other women.
Yep.
Where it's like, I'm not going to make myself up like I normally would, or I'm not going to put this dress on like I normally would because I'm not trying to make the other women feel some kind of way. And it's sad, you know, that you choose to come to work with your hair in a ponytail, with no makeup on, with your clothes unironed, and no one bothers you. But the women that come and put some makeup on and shoes and everything, and this is how you know, they'll see you and be like, girl, you look nice. I don't do all that to come up to this place. Yep. You know, I get ready on the weekends. You should see me on the weekends. Sis, I'm not even paying attention to what you look like. But you feeling some kind of way about what I'm presenting, so now you got to come back and with your defensiveness and tell me how you don't do all this because you don't do all this. Okay. You know, but really what it is, and you will see it, they will all click up, all the ones that don't put makeup on, all the ones that don't put any, you know, want to wear real shoes and everything, they will all click up and be feeling some kind of way about the ones that do. Talking about the ones that do think they cute, the ones that do think they better, when it has nothing to do with that. They feeling good. You know, some of us get dressed in the morning because we can't stand the environments that we have to go to. So the only place we can make ourselves feel good is by putting your clothes on, putting your makeup on. Has nothing. I always say that anything I do for myself has nothing to do with another person out in these streets. What I do for myself is what I'm doing to try to make myself feel damn good. And to know that you got other people out here feeling some kind of way about how you trying to make yourself feel, that's some crazy right there. That's some illogical. And that's how you know.
That's why we say it's women shit.
It's demonic, because it don't add up. Period.
I have something very important to say. I don't hate women at all. Criticizing and shining the lights on women's behavior and what they do wrong is not hating on women.
I tell you, we say it all the time on my channel. We love women. If women would just be nicer to us and not treat us the way they treat us or talk shit about men the way they do, they would be taken care of. Most men are perfectly happy to protect women, to provide for women, and to do all these things. But women just trash us constantly. But we still love them.
In Western countries, you can say bad things about men. And even if you are lying, you are pretty much applauded and rewarded for it. But God forbid, the moment you start criticizing women, oh my God, all hell breaks loose. Let's be honest here. Western countries are not a patriarchy. At least not anymore.
Not anymore.
Once upon a time they were. But today, all Western countries are pretty much a matriarchy. Let me say that one more time. All Western countries are pretty much a matriarchy, which means women are put on pedestal to be worshipped like God. Everything is centered about women. The economy, the politics, the law, everything is about women. And don't you dare say a bad thing about them. You will be cancelled. You might even lose your job or your career. But guess what, lady? I don't give a damn. Nope. I don't give a damn. I will keep criticizing you because I love it and I enjoy it. So deal with it.
One of the absolute worst mean girl bullies that I ever had in my entire career was when I worked in the beauty industry and I had a new DM come in and she was older and you could tell, I have no problem with any of these things, but I could tell that she was so dissatisfied with herself. She was an extremely tall, not extremely tall, she was just much taller than me, broader than me. She was
like a man.
At least 25 years older than me, and she was constantly getting work done, like getting her neck tucked, like doing all these things. And she was what we would call nicety. Nicety is when you are actually being nasty, but you smile and it comes off as you're being nice, like you look nice, but there's this just venom and undertone to what you're saying, and she was constant.
Venom. Women are so good at this. They do this to men all the time too. I've noticed this all the time.
Constantly
It's
like
very
this. She absolutely
underhanded,
steamrolled me, and I mean in the worst bullying kind of way. She was extremely threatening. She pulled me into her office one time and actually sat her chair in front of the door facing me and was pointing at me as she was talking to me. And at this point, I mean, I was in my mid-20s, you know, I had already been in work for 10 years by now, and just absolutely.
Your mid-20s? You've been at work for 10 years? You're working at like 15?
No reason to be speaking to me like that, but it was like if corporate had seen her, that would not have gone over well. Like, she was insane and toxic because they're in this beauty industry, they're focused on beauty, and so you've got this level of like being a woman that hates younger women or hates other women and is threatened by them, but then, you know, they're in a leadership role where they can control the narrative and they can control the trajectory of your career. Yep. By how they talk about you in circles of other higher ups. But they have that authority that they can just march into your office or your store and pull you into a back room and speak to you so poorly, but they know so many other people that there's nothing you can do about it. No one's going to believe you. Yep. She was so scary, like legitimately scary, and now she's apparently some kind of like life coach or something.
Nope, women.
So ladies, I'm not an incel. As a matter of fact, I'm a happily married man. Yes, I have a beautiful wife.
He actually looks like he's happily married. I could kind of tell. I don't know too much about our gentleman here, Mr. Coffee over here, but he looked like a happily married gentleman. Most Nigerians have wonderful families. I know 2 Nigerian families that I grew up with. Wonderful people. Very family oriented.
And a beautiful daughter that I love to death. I would take a bullet for them. Now you may ask me, oh, how come you're married and you talk bad about women? Well, I tell you what. Actually, my wife told me that she wanted to marry me because I'm very direct, I'm very honest, and I'm very frank. Even with her, I don't sugarcoat things. I tell it like it is. And by the way, she loves my YouTube channel. And she's my first and my very best supporter.
Damn right.
I specifically made this video because I want everybody to see with their own eyes that women are very mean and very nasty to each other. They are even meaner to each other than they say that I am to them. And I really hope that this video proved it. Now, I want to end this video by saying thank you to All Hell M. All Hell M. I hope...
Shout outs to All LM. He's been donating to me too. And wonderful, wonderful supporter. I love you. Thanks, brother.
I'm not butchering your name. Thank you for the super chat, and I'll see you next time.
Shout outs to the Financial Coffee channel. Shout outs to All LM. I didn't realize you went to all of the other creators' channels and donated to them too. I really appreciate that. I love that you guys are supporting the other creators, that they're great creators too. They have their own little takes, their own little things that are different from me that might resonate with you better. I love it. Please subscribe down below. I really appreciate that. I'll catch you guys next time. Ciao.